Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our questions and answer session. How are you doing today? I'm looking to the side because I'm reading the chat. For those who don't know me, my name is Anna Monastyrskaya. I'm a neurographics expert, and today we're going to be talking about neurographics in general as a method, what it can bring to one's life, about changes, results, safety rules, do's and don'ts of neurographics, and you have the chance to ask questions related to neurographics. You can just throw them to the chat. First, I will answer frequently asked questions from the club members, from our social media channels that we combine together. And if there will be no answer to your question, please write it to the chat, and I will be happy to answer it. Okay, we'll give it a couple more minutes until everyone gathered. And while we are all gathering, everyone knows our little welcome ritual where we just say where we are from. So we have Michigan, we have Ontario, we have San Hilaire, Canada, I think, or California. Sorry, I'm not American. I haven't been to America. I'm good at geography, but I may not know all the states. So I apologize if I mispronounce anything or not quite catching on abbreviations of the states. Wisconsin, okay. Minnesota, great seeing you all today. And first question that I always ask is who is completely new to neurographics? Who is there anyone today who has never tried neurographics and just entered this Q&A session to kind of try the neurographics on, to see what it's all about, how it works? So who's new? Please type new. If there is no one new, oh, thank you, Kat. She said my English has improved dramatically since the very first Mindful Line class I took a couple years ago. Debbie is saying newish. Beginner. Okay, great. So actually, today's session is pretty much for everyone. For those who tried neurographics and has questions on how it works, how to improve it, how to get better results from neurographics. Other people who are new, it's a great opportunity for you to get to know the method better, to understand it better before you dive deeper into this method. newish beginner. I have done 2 classes. Linda is saying good morning. Jens, beginner, did my first live class this week. Cool. Cool. So while you know what I will propose in terms of the format of how to make sure that your question will be answered. First, I will go through the questions that we've already combined from our club members, from the social media channels. I will answer these questions, and then after I answer these questions, you can type your questions in the chat. Why I'm asking you to hold on your questions, because they might get lost while I'm answering our frequently asked questions. And today's session will last for about 1.5 hours, depending on how active you are going to be, how many questions you are going to have. And we begin the session. So the first question in the list is, does neurographics work for everyone? Well, first time when I encountered neurographics, I will share my own experience when I was completely new to neurographics. First time I encountered it, it was end of 2020, and it was with this school actually. And I had no idea what it was. I just felt in love with the art. And I wanted to know a little bit more about the method and how it works. And because I have education knowledge in psychology, when I started going to the online classes, I realized how powerful this method is, because it's accessible to everyone and it works really well, because I understood the mechanics of the method. And this method, what it does is it helps you develop new neural pathways that helps you to gain new thinking patterns, behavioral patterns, basically pretty much rewiring your brain. And of course, it's effective. The longer you use it, the more, the better, the more quality results you get. So it's all about regular practice. It's like with everything else. If you want to improve something, you need to invest your time and energy in improving something. If you want to gain a skill, you need to invest your time and energy into practice. And any new neural pathways, new neural circuit is developed with time. You need time, you need to spend time and energy to rewire your brain to create new neural pathways. And this is why it definitely works with, it works better with regular practice. And at the beginning, because I was new, so my neural pathways were completely untouched by neurographics, I got very good instant results in some of the things that I've been working on at that time, and I felt in love even more with neurographics. But then, because I got this instant results, as I've been working more on new topics in my life, at some point I was like, oh, but where are my results? Like in previous topics I got faster results, like after 2 drawings I got some of the stuff resolved. And then I got kind of, because of the excitement from the first results, I was in an illusion that it's a magic pill, you know, it just works after first drawing or second drawing. And I got really upset because you know, I stopped getting instant results as I used to get. But then, of course, I sat down and I kind of I had like an internal dialogue. I was like, come on, Anna, you know how it works. Like, you just need to accept that it's a psychological tool for you to improve your quality of life, to help you take better decisions in life by rewiring your brain. It's not magic, and for some things you may get instant results just because you have the neural circuit in that topic. You just needed to gather a little bit more energy to boost it for the topic to be resolved in the real life. And some of the topics that I took, that they were kind of new to me, of course I didn't get instant results, but with regular practice I start seeing results. Just like they may not they weren't like instant. It wasn't like big result all of a sudden, but I definitely saw improvement with every topic that I worked on, in every topic that I worked on. So it's about regular practice. It's like going to the gym. It's like developing any other skill. If you wanna start playing a musical instrument or anything requires practice, and the more you practice, the better results you get. So the same applies to neurographics. Regular practice. With regular practice, you keep on rewiring your brain. You keep on accumulating your psychic energy, directing it to the right place, to the place of your topic, creating and charging your new neural circuit that is working on your topic of drawing. Because in neurographics, in almost all drawings that we do, we always set a topic, like what we want to work on, what we want to improve. So it does work for everyone, because we all have brain, we all have our neurological system, we all have our neural circuit. So for any human being, neurographics definitely works. It just depends on the topic, how fast you will get results. And also neurographics works in a way that is sustainable for the person. So the topic may be resolved not the way you expected logically, but it may be resolved in the best possible scenario for you, which is a lot of times is not as expected, you know. That's why sometimes also frustration can be there. I will give you another example. I give this example every time, like a lot of times. Like my client, she was working on her career. She wanted to change. I give it this example because she allowed me to. That's why I use it all the time. She wanted to change her career, to try something completely new, but she had no idea where she can apply her skills and knowledge and education, where else. And we've been working with her. We did 5 sessions, and it all realized within around 5 months, a little less than 5 months. But in her case, because she drew it in a certain way and she was aware what she was doing, because I was guiding her, obviously. In her case, she had to really go out from her comfort zone, and she couldn't do it herself. So basically, with neurographics, she set herself up. She was pretty much fired from her job, but within 2 weeks she found another job, the one that she wanted, and she works there until now. It was 3 years ago. She's very happy. She completely changed her domain. She works in a completely different sphere, completely different industry, and she also discovered her interesting skills and traits that she hasn't been using before. So that also what can happen. So if she weren't aware of how neurographics works, because I made her aware, if she weren't aware in the moment of her being fired, during that period, she could have been very angry at me, saying like, hey, what did you do to me? What did neurographics do to me? But she knew that this is something that she created willingly. So that's also how it can work. So in a certain moment when you draw something, let's say the same example, career. If you really want to take very assertive actions, sometimes if you want a breakthrough, you have to kind of create certain conflict in order for the situation to change, and you need to be ready for this conflict. So it's not always rainbows and unicorns and everything is going so well because I draw neurographics. No, sometimes you just need sometimes it will have to be, there will have to be a certain conflict in the real life for a breakthrough. So when you start working with your subconscious, you need to be ready. You need to be ready for certain conflicts in your life, for certain obstacles that will help you to break through. Because a lot of times, a breakthrough, you just need a breakthrough in your life. Some situations don't get resolved nicely and softly. Another example I will give you, a client of mine, but she attended my group classes offline here. She had some family situation. There was some unspoken conflict, unspoken issue, and she came to a couple of classes and she's been drawing circles. It's about circle in neurographics. Circle means as a figure, as a symbol to our subconscious, means something harmonious, something safe, something soft. So she's been trying to work on that unspoken conflict in circles, softly, harmoniously, and it didn't work. It hasn't been working. And one day she came and she drew a triangle. She drew a triangle. She drew a triangle, and the same day, the same evening, this conflict. This conflict actualized. So they had a strong argument, like family members, not two people. There were like a few people involved. this triangle pretty much provoked this conflict, but then they sat down and they spoke it out, and they found a solution, a long-awaited solution. So that's how it can also work. Moving to next question. Moving to next question. So for now, just to let you know, for now I won't be looking at the chat. We have our team. If you have technical questions, they will gladly answer you. But neurographics related questions, please write them at the end when I announce to you to write them. So the next question is this scientifically proven, or is it just a trend? Meaning neurographics. Is neurographics scientifically proven, or it's just a trend? It is absolutely scientifically proven. There are numerous works and scientific articles written about neurographics. It's a patent psychological method. Its basis is neuroscience, neurophysiology and neuropsychology. So it seems, the method itself, it seems like, oh, it's drawing, it's so simple, you just draw, like it's sometimes it can be too good to be true, like, oh, you draw and you change your life, you know. But this is how it works, and I think all genius methods and breakthroughs are supposed to be seen as simple, you know, this is what is genius about neurographics. Like, it's pretty much simple as a method. You draw. Of course, there are a lot of nuances which we teach in our Neurographics Essentials course, but overall the concept is, yes, you draw and you change your life with regular practice, of course. It's a tool that supports the quality of life, that can accompany you in any project. Life is also a project, to make it more effective and more beneficial to you. It doesn't, like, it's not a magic pill, but it's definitely a very powerful, simple yet powerful tool for normal, like regular people. They don't have to be psychologists or coaches or whatever, whoever, you know, for people to improve and manage their lives in a more effective and efficient way. And the core idea of neurographics, the core idea is quite simple. Again, I repeat, because why it is simple. There are two things in neurographics. We create new neural pathways, and there are two things that help create new neural pathways in our brain. It's number of repetition and emotion, and neurographics combines both. Number of repetition helps us develop any skill. Why a number of repetition sets up a new skill? Because we keep on doing the same thing, which strengthens, sorry, makes stronger the pathways, the neural circuit in that certain skill. It's like, I always like to give an example of driving skills. Like, if you can remember your first time when you sat down in the car and turned on the engine, and if it was mechanical transmission, manual transmission, it was even worse. I learned driving in a manual transmission, and first time I remember, oh my god, there are 3 pedals, million mirrors, and you have to do all these things at the same time. I was I got almost panic, and then I was like, no, but like, everyone can drive. People who learn to drive, they end up driving and getting the license, so I can do this. But because I didn't have this skill, I didn't have the neural circuit for this skill, it was completely alien to me. And of course, with number of repetition, I was learning, going to classes, driving. Then I got my first car and started driving, and then at some point I find myself that I actually drive home without even paying attention to the route, right? Like, it's almost automatic. My feet move automatically. I don't consciously think, oh, now I have to press gas, oh, now I have to press brake, oh, now I have to look this side or that side. I do it automatically because I repeated it so many times that became an automatic pilot, an automatic program that runs on autopilot. And this is how any skill, gaining any skill works, right? It's like brushing teeth. You do it automatically. You don't really put a lot of your psychic energy into that, right? So that's how it all works. So number of repetition. So you keep on drawing on the same topic, thinking about that topic, accumulating, bringing together your psychic energy in that topic during this 1.5 to 2 hours of drawing. When you do it on your own, you keep on thinking about that topic, you keep on feeling through, tracking your self-reflection, right? Accumulating all these neural pathways, and you look at the projection of roadmap that you're creating, of new program that you're creating. You're rounding off all the intersections that also help dissolve all little inner conflicts that you may have in that topic, that prevent you from achieving it, from resolving it. So you're doing you're using neurographical alphabet, which contains certain geometrical figures and the neurographical line. You combine it in a proper way. You go through all the steps of the basic algorithm, and this is how you create a roadmap of your topic, new neural pathway. And the more you draw on that, the more energy you bring to that topic, your energy, your psychic energy. The stronger your neural connections become for that topic, the easier it becomes for you to actually, for this topic to get resolved in your real life. And emotion, that's why we track our self-reflection. That's why we try to make the drawing look beautiful, to change impression of the topic, especially if you start with negative impression, with negative self-reflection. Going through each step of the algorithm, eventually our aim is also to make the artwork look appealing to us. It doesn't have to be appealing to another person, it has to be appealing to us. And yes, there are cases when you finish your drawing and you hate it, And this is also shows, it's also a marker that, okay, this topic needs more work. You just need to have more drawings until you start liking the end result. This also changes your impression. So with our mirror neurons, we look at what we're drawing. With the neurographical alphabet, neuroline and certain figures, we show our unconscious what we wanted to what program we want to have on this topic, and we rewire our brain and send certain signals to our unconscious for it to start reorganizing for this topic to get resolved in the best possible scenario for us. So for example, like, let's say you have a belief, I never have enough money, right? And you take this belief into work. You start drawing on this topic, money, or I never have enough money. And you can genuinely shift it with number of repetitions, with the drawing multiple artworks on that topic. You can genuinely, it's not just lying to yourself, trying to talk yourself into new belief, like, no, I have enough money, money is flowing, I live in abundance. It's not affirmations. Affirmations don't work alone. There are other things that need to be combined with affirmations in order for a person to shift their belief system, shift their thinking patterns and decision-making patterns. So neurographics helps shift this belief. So as I said, if we take a belief, I never have enough money, you can genuinely shift, and almost quietly, you may not even notice how you start thinking differently. It happens slowly and gradually, and that's why this method is sustainable for your psyche. There are no drastic changes, because drastic changes can also be very traumatic for the psyche, for the person's life. So slowly, gradually, sustainably, you shift your belief from this example, I never have enough money, to I make money, making money feels natural, you know? And you shift it slowly with number of repetitions, with creating the right emotions towards this topic by the artwork itself, by rounding off all the inner conflicts. So you're creating new roadmap of that topic, of that perception of the topic. You're creating it graphically on the paper, and through your mirror neurons, you're seeing it, and you're sending certain signals to your unconscious. And with your fine motor skills, you also send signals, because there are a lot of nerves in our fingers and palms, and fine motor skills are deeply connected to our brain work and our, obviously, neural circuit. And you send the signals, double signals, with your fine motor skills and your mirror neurons to change this belief. I just saw, I just had a glance at the chat, and I saw the last question. Excellent, just excellent is asking, can you do multiple drawings for one topic or color and go over the lines on the initial one drawing? No. We need to do multiple drawings on the same topic. There are topics, in my personal cases, there are a couple of topics that I draw regularly for almost a year now. I've been drawing, and there are obviously there are shifts, but I didn't get the result that I wanted yet, so I keep on drawing. And for example, the topic about money, you know, we always want more money, so we keep on drawing money, you know, or health. Yes, we always want to stay in good health, so it's like a work in progress topic to be drawing. Definitely. So going over the lines on the initial one drawing, it's not the same thing. When you go over the lines on the initial drawing, you pretty much making stronger the program that you created, right? But then you keep on going through the same path. It's already there. What you need to do in order to make better progress in a certain topic is not working just on one drawing, keep on drawing over it, but you need to create multiple. It's like a case, so you need to draw several artworks on the same topic. For example, money, let's say, again, money, finances. You draw today finances, and then you track your self-reflection. We will talk about self-reflection today more. You track your self-reflection, you get your hints, your insights, some answers from your unconscious, because when you draw, during the process of drawing, you literally you're having an open dialogue with your unconscious. And you should be paying very good attention on your self-reflection, your emotions, body reactions, internal images, and thoughts and conclusions that you get during the process of drawing. That is all self-reflection. So you're making your own notes on your self-reflection, you're making your own conclusion, and you take these conclusions. Maybe you will find some answers there, maybe you will get insights on your main inner block in that topic. So you continue based on your self-reflection, you continue with the second. And also you can use different algorithms that have nuances. That all algorithms are good to draw for pretty much most of the topics, but there are specific algorithms that are good for certain nuances. So you make it's always best, it works better when you start working on a certain topic, let's say a relationship or career, or I don't know, like your mission, you know. You start exploring first. You always start exploring. And then as you accumulate more psychic energy in this topic, as you attract more energy, you create more neural pathways, you get more assertive in that topic, and you may even change your perception and actually your goals in that topic. So that's why we have cases in neurographics. It's a series of works on the same topic. So it's different. These are two different things. Going over the lines on the same drawing, you just going through the certain amount of energy that you attract. You're not attracting new energy. You're just making stronger the energy that you attracted already. But you need more energy. More energy you attract with more drawings, more works. Next question from our frequently asked questions list. I've tried many things for self-development. Why would this be different? As I said earlier, neurographics is not a magic pill, and I'll be very, very honest about that. But here's what it is. It's one of the most accessible and powerful tools I know for working with deep beliefs and patterns that have been running your life. And they run your life very often without you even knowing. This is how your character forms. This is how your behavior and reactions form. They are all based on your beliefs and patterns that are rooted deep inside in your unconscious. And they all have their own neural circuits. All our personality is formed by all these programs, by different neural circuits, and they all get turned on. Like they are not always turned on, all of them, all the time. They get turned on when you do relevant activity in your life. So when you go to the gym, obviously your neural circuit that is responsible for doing sports is more active than your neural circuit that is responsible for, I don't know, cooking, right? It's there, but it's not as active. Now most of the activity goes to the neural circuit that is responsible for working out, and this is how it works. And as I said, all these patterns, all the beliefs that we may not even realize, they run our life because they form our personality. So the good news is we cannot change them consciously because we may not even realize that what exactly we have, but we can change them with certain psychological tools and techniques, and neurographics is one of them. And it's the most accessible tool for people who don't have certain psychological education. You just need to know do's and don'ts of neurographics. You need to learn certain algorithms and know safety rules, and all of this we teach in our school, and primarily on the Neurographics Essentials course. This is where we teach the base, the fundamentals of neurographics for you to be able to do it, to draw neurographics effectively and safe for yourself on your own. It's a great self-help tool. So all these deep beliefs and patterns that run your life, this is what neurographics help you change, help you manage. And what it does, it shifts the way you see situations. And as I said earlier, it's almost unnoticeable. It goes almost unnoticeable because you change from within. Your programs change, unconscious programs. You may not even realize as you change, because it's gradual, sustainable, and quiet. But then after some time, looking back, you realize how different you are now from 1 year ago. That's, again, it's not just a theory of neurographics. I've been practicing neurographics for almost 6 years now, and I can tell you for sure how powerful it is, and how much I changed my beliefs, my quality of life as well, and my inner state, which is the most important thing for me, because this is what is valuable, and this is what makes people actually happy. Whatever we do, we thrive for gaining that inner strength and the feeling of safety. No matter what surrounds us, anything that we do, we do it for happiness and safety. And neurographics is one of the tools that helps you to maintain this state. And when it comes to results, the results totally depend on you. Your willingness to show up for the practice of neurographics, your willingness to be open and honest to yourself, with yourself. And neurographics gives you the tool, but you do the work. As simple as that. And when you do the work, things start opening up. And in your health, in your relationship, your finances, your sense of who you are, not because something magical happened, but because you changed. And when you change, everything around you changes too. That's pretty much it. Next question. How quickly can I expect to see results? I think I've mentioned it already regarding the results throughout other questions that I've been answering. It always depends on the amount of inner blocks, on the strength of the destructive beliefs in the topic that you're working on, the issue in your life that you're having and you want to resolve, you want to get rid of or transform. That's the word I like better. The deeper belief system is in the topic of drawing, the more time you need to get first visible results. As I said, some of the topics I draw for a year, sometimes even longer, not every day, but quite regularly. And I feel the shift. I do feel the shift, but I'm not there yet, and it's okay. Some things take longer time. And some topics, if you start working on them, but you're almost ready, you just needed a little boost, a little bit more energy to attract to that neural circuit. It works like really after like first drawing or second drawing. It just works out. And sometimes it does feel magical because it just something, the shift in your unconscious when you are almost ready, you just needed this a little boost, something shifts and things just start working out. You can't explain how it all happens, because you didn't even objectively do something. This also happens, but that happens when you were ready for it and you just needed a little boost. But if you have a lot of as I said, a lot of destructive beliefs, destructive patterns in that topic of drawing, and you've been living it, you've been living with these destructive patterns your entire life, and then at certain point you decided to change it, of course you will need more time. Definitely. Say you lived with certain beliefs for 40 years, you never touched it, and then you want to change it, of course you will need time and regular practice, time and dedication to change from within, not with affirmations, not with your willpower, but truly change your neural pathways, your belief system in that topic. And honestly, like, I wanted to give you a certain example in my life from my personal experience. Let me tell you about my family reunion. So I've been we've lost contact with our extended family in Romania. We lost contact with them for 34 years. Basically, when my grandfather passed away, slowly we just stopped any connections, any talks with them. It was a long time ago. It was in the 90s. And for the past few years, I've been thinking of them. I wanted to get hold of them. I even went on Facebook. I tried to find them there, whatever, and then I just couldn't. I don't know why. I couldn't find anyone from the family. And I knew them personally, but I was little. Last time we've seen each other, last time we visited them, I was like 6 years old. Now I'm 42. So I started drawing, reconnecting. My case was reconnecting with my relatives, with my extended family, but I didn't have in my mind like reconnecting physically, because I've even lost hope. I more had in my mind reconnecting with them energetically, ancestry work, all of this. And after, I think, third or fourth drawing, and in parallel, I've been drawing to get Romanian citizenship, like as a second citizenship. And I hired lawyers and everything. It was going very smoothly. But then, after fourth drawing, and that algorithm, it was with timeline. So I literally set deadlines, and I was working on family reunion. And my lawyers found one of my aunties in a very interesting way. Like, they didn't have any contacts, they couldn't find them, whatever, but I told them the village where our like family house used to be. I didn't know if it was still there, whatever. So the lawyer, and it wasn't even their task. I didn't pay them for that. I paid them for helping me with documents, documentation for the citizenship, to apply for the citizenship. But they took the initiative. They went to that village. It's in the mountains. Somehow he found my house and my auntie. My auntie was very welcoming. She was like, yes, I remember Anna, and I remember her parents and all of this, and she shared my photos when I was 3 years old, whatever. So we reconnected. I she has 2 more sisters, and when first I heard the news that the lawyer found her, and he sent me my photo that she shared with him, he was like, hey, your auntie Marcella is still in good health, and she remembers you, and she was very kind and polite. She actually even helped with certain documentation for me, and we just started talking, and then I visited them, and we really reunited, 3 of them, myself, their children that are already grown up guys. They were like 23, 24 years old with their fiancés. It was amazing. I spent 2 weeks with them, and when I opened the drawing, first when I heard the news about my auntie, that she was found, I opened the drawing and I started looking at the timeline, and literally like around that date, I drew triangle. I drew a triangle. So it's a breakthrough. Triangle is about breaking through, is about growth, development. I drew a triangle, but then I was drawing intuitively, like just creating in a certain way, following a certain algorithm. But back then I didn't know what triangle was, what meaning it had. I just knew, okay, that is triangle. I drew triangle. So this is a breakthrough moment that can go through certain conflicts or obstacles. But for me, it played out without any conflicts. It was just a breakthrough. That's the results that I got, and we are still, it's been 3 years now, we are in touch, and they helped me find my cousin. He moved to the US, by the way, so we spoke to him as well. We were very close when we were kids. It's amazing. And given that my parents passed away and I don't have siblings, so for me, and they gave me very warm welcome, as if we never got apart, you know. They were very warm and very welcoming and very kind. So it's a very nice story. It's an emotional story for me personally, of course, and when I tell the story to other people, they become pretty emotional too. So this is one of my personal stories that I like to share when people ask me, oh, how quickly can I see results? So I saw results after 3rd or 4th drawing, totally unexpected results. Let's go to the next question. I'm not sure which course is right for me. Well, honestly, whether you are a beginner or you've already had a few classes with us or with any other schools, it's always best to start with neurographics essentials. And we know for a fact from our students, those who've attended other courses, even at our school, more advanced courses, they all tell us that they wish they had the neurographics essentials early on, before they move to other courses, because everything just starts to make more sense. Because on that course, as I said, we teach the fundamentals, all the nuances, all the safety rules. During the master classes, me and our speakers, we all inform you about certain safety rules, like you need to round off most of the intersections, and the coloring rule, which is called archetyping, and how to go through each step of the algorithm. But each step of the algorithm works with a certain layer of our unconscious. And in the neurographics essential course, we talk about each step and how it works with our subconscious, which layer it works with, and how to manage it correctly when you draw it on your own. Like, for example, you get certain reaction drawing neural lines or rounding off, or you get a certain reaction during archetyping. Okay, what layer of your subconscious it works with, what it can possibly mean, and how you can correct it and prevent from having certain reactions. And this way you also correct in the moment, you correct all your destructive beliefs. So it's a fundamental course that is highly recommended for everyone who plans on using neurographics to transform their lives. We have the base, we teach the basics of psychology, and on that course how each step of the algorithm, because any neurographical drawing is not a spontaneous drawing, it has certain protocol, certain algorithm of the steps, how to do it, why we do it, and why it's so effective to do it in a certain way, and how it affects our neural pathways. So on that course we teach the basics. We also teach several algorithms. They're very universal, that help you work on your belief system, or on your patterns, work on them, transform them on your own. And as I said, it's the foundation, literally. So pretty much wherever you are in your journey, whether you are a newbie or you've been drawing for a while, this is the course I would start with. I also started with that course. Honestly, my first course that I bought from the Mindful Line School, but it was in Russia. It was the Wealth Code, by the way, and I loved it. But then I kind of understood the principles, but I felt like I need the fundamentals. I need more depth in understanding neurographics and more insights of the method. So after I completed the Wealth Code, I got enrolled into Neurographics Essentials course, and this where it all made complete sense, and it took me to another level of working with neurographics on my own. And after that, I just continued. I went to different levels of certifications, more and more and higher. So yes, Neurographics Essentials is the course for everyone who would like to keep neurographics as a tool for life, basically. Next question. Some people say, I'll just draw using free lessons. Okay, so let me tell you a story before. I think it will answer this question beautifully. I have a friend. She never came to my master classes, but then one time, but she knew I do neurographics. One time she messaged me. She's like, you know what? I think I did something wrong with neurographics. I screwed up, and there is and it's affecting my business. So she had a beauty salon as her business. Then I called her and I said, okay, tell me more about it. Maybe it's not, let's not blame neurographics. Maybe there's just something wrong. Tell me more about it. So she started telling me, she told me that she enrolled to like a little free course. It had a couple of lessons in it, and it was free. She wanted to try, so she got enrolled into that. And she's like, I noticed that after the drawings, my business, and she's like, I've been working on my business, obviously, for it to grow, but it started doing the opposite. And she's like, I don't know, I feel that I'm out of control. I have no idea what's happening. I do everything that I used to do, and it's always been fine, but now it's just not working. I was like, okay, send me the drawings, let me see. And when she sent me the drawings, my eyes went like, oh my God. I was like, whoa, like the way she drew, I don't know honestly what the teacher in the course, I can't even remember who it was, honestly. I don't know what the teacher told them to do, but the drawings were completely like out of any safety rule, because neurographics, we work with our psyche, and it does have do's and don'ts, and it does have certain safety rules. So it was completely out of safety rules. The intersections were not right. She was combining different colors and pen with pencil, like, and it all was not rounded off properly, and the archetype, like everything was just wrong. And it actually, what she did is, instead of harmonizing and making, she did rewire her patterns, she did rewire her unconscious program in that topic, but she made it worse. She made it work against her, because she just whatever little inner conflicts she had, she brought them up to the surface without dissolving them. That's what she did. It was like, I was like, okay, I cannot completely be so assertive that that's the fault of neurographics, but clearly you did the drawings wrongly, and all the safety rules of neurographics are broken. She's like, well, they didn't really tell us if it was what was right, what was wrong. The explanation was pretty brief. So she did a session with me, and then also I asked her to correct the existing drawings in order to harmonize the program that she's created with those drawings. And slowly but surely the business picked up. It went to but she did only one session with me, so it went to as it used to be. Then I'm not really sure what then happened, but we fixed it. We fixed the catastrophe. So that's the consequences of having free courses and getting a wrong teacher. As anywhere else in any industry, of course there are great teachers, great professionals, great experts, and there are not so great experts who may not even have proper education or certification. So you need to be careful with who you choose, and always, especially for newbies, it's difficult, of course, to understand whether the method is explained properly or not. But free lessons are not for transformation, they are for tasting of a product, right? You taste it, but then, of course, in order to get proper results, you need to invest your energy, and finance. Money is also a form of energy, and in this material world we exchange money as a form of energy. And we all, obviously, we all are adults, and we all understand that everyone needs money, because in this world you can exist on a certain level, of course, with a certain amount of money, with a certain financial situation. So it's completely normal to pay for the service and products in order to get quality results, sustainable results. Next question. It's not really a question, it's more of a statement. So some people say, I don't believe it's possible to change my life. Well, with neurographics, you don't have to believe. Moreover, I really invite you, for those who don't believe, come to at least one class and try neurographics on. See if it actually is your thing or not, because for some people it just can be not a thing for them. That's completely fine. But when you start drawing, those who don't believe, and it's not about believing, you don't have to believe, it just works, because it's a scientific method. It involves your neurophysiology and your psychic energy, and reprograms it, rewires your brain, changes your programs in the subconscious, in the unconscious. So you can even like sit down, as long as you are willing to try it, to invest a couple of hours of your time to try a new method to see if it's for you or not. And you can even say, hey, I don't believe neurographics, it doesn't work and nothing works, and I'll just draw. Okay, just draw. You can just try it and see if it's for you or not. That's it. But it still works. It will still work. If you draw on a certain topic, you set a topic, and you do everything in the right way, you definitely will work out a huge, substantial part of your belief system on the topic of drawing. So that's all. Don't believe, try it once and see for yourself. Next question. Is working on limiting beliefs enough to increase my income? Well, our school has a great course which is specifically designed on working with limiting beliefs on finances, and the course is called Wealth Code. So our team will share a link of the course. You can read the description, you can see the contents, and like you can ask any questions about that course to our team. They will gladly share all the details with you. If this topic is very very charged for you now, you definitely need to go to the Wealth Code course. And those algorithms, and it doesn't mean that, oh, magically finances will just flow in your life. This is an educational course. It gives you the algorithms that are specifically designed by our Mindful Lines top speaker, Oksana Avdeeva. She specifically designed algorithms for wealth course for finances. So there is very nicely and professionally, from psychological point of view, professionally done a sequence of the algorithms on certain topics, so you are gradually accumulating energy in the topic of finances. You're harmonizing your limiting beliefs, your blocks, etc., etc. And then you take it as a case and you use these algorithms to work out the money topic in your life. And you will see that a lot of students, they had changes already during the course itself. And then some of them, they had changes in their finances right after the course. And again, as I said, it all depends on your goal, financial goal, what's the difference between your current situation and the desired one, like how high it is. Of course, the higher it is from your current situation, the more work you need to do, the more neurons you need to attract in your neural circuit responsible for your finances, and create new decision-making patterns, patterns of making choices in that sphere. Yeah, so amazing course. As I said earlier, I did it, that was the first course I bought when I encountered neurographics. It was Wealth Code. And after that, because I saw results after that, but by the way, the results weren't the way I expected them to be, because back then it was like I was so logical about it. I'm like, no, where are my results? But actually they came in a different way, in a different scenario, and I was amazed honestly by the results. So I just went further with neurographics. I wanted to be able to teach it as well, to become an expert in neurographics, to share this tool with other people, and to use it for my own life as well, like properly. Other questions. What should I draw for weight loss? Okay, so always keep in mind that neurographics is not solution to all the problems, and it's not a magic pill. It's a method, accompanying method of any project in your life. Weight loss is also a project, so of course it goes without saying you need to consult your doctor, to go through different medical checkups first to see maybe there are hormonal issues, maybe you have vitamin deficiency or anything else. Well, there might be medical reasons for extra weight, right? Always. And neurographics you use as a method that speeds up this process, but if you just draw and you do nothing else, obviously it won't work, right? All our life is physical and it all involves actions. So you draw to rewire your brain, to reprogram your unconscious, but then you need to do things as well. You will just do things differently, you will take better decisions, but you definitely need to act on it. So take your time, and it applies to any other topic as well. So take your time, do the checkups, see if there are any physical conditions for the extra weight, and act on it. And what should you draw for weight loss from neurographics perspective? Again, it can be a case, you can take like a 6-month period to keep on drawing regularly, not every day, but like twice a week, let's say. If you want to do every other day, perfect, but realistically, yeah. And draw, as I said, you can draw any algorithm that is accessible to you for pretty much any topic, but we also have I'm not sure if it's available in English though, neurohealing. Do we have neurohealing course? We in our school we have a course that is related to health, that helps you harmonize your health issues. It's called neurohealing. So, but I'm not sure if we have it in English. I will let our team answer that. So there are algorithms that specifically designed for health-related topics. But you can draw for those, again, I will have to talk about algorithms that we teach in Neurographics Essentials course, because when you know the fundamentals, you know how to adapt any algorithm to any topic. That's what Neurographics Essentials course also gives you. And the universal algorithms is algorithm of removing limitations, ARL. We teach 3 versions of it on Neurographics Essentials course that helps you remove limitations. So you can do even with this one algorithm, you can keep drawing this algorithm in a case like throughout 6 months as a project of weight loss, right? You can just draw. If you only know that one, you can draw with that algorithm. There is also one algorithm that is very different from, it has different mechanics from the algorithm of removing limitations. The other algorithm is algorithm of revealing intention, that you can also combine with that for those who know, who finished Neurographics Essential course. You can mix and match, and you can just draw a whole case based on these 2 algorithms. I think we will go a little over time. Okay, Another question: what should I draw if I have ADHD? Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Honestly, as well, you can draw anything. You can even take this as a topic and see what results you will get with that. Neurographics is great for keeping focus and attention on certain topic. It also trains this skill, and then it becomes more natural. So, for example, you set a topic, let's say career, and then you do actualization. There is a certain exercise that we do at the beginning of drawing, and then your brain starts to focus on that topic, and then it also develops this conscious intention of staying in this topic. And yes, you may catch yourself that your thoughts are moving somewhere else, but then you consciously bring yourself back to that topic, and try to again draw a case and see how the dynamics of your attention will be changing. So neurographics is a good tool for people with ADHD. It does help with natural focus. You don't have to force yourself. You just need, if neurographics is your thing, you just need to give this couple of hours to yourself to work on the topic that you want to work on. And of course, allow yourself, if you're feeling that you need a break, you need to switch to something else, okay, take a break, make sure you round off all the intersections, current intersections, take a break, come back. But overall, it is a very good tool for rewiring your neural pathways. And honestly, you can even, as I said, take this ADHD topic as a topic of your drawing, give it a year, keep on drawing on this. It will be you will be exploring more things in that topic, and see how your self-reflection will change, your focus will change. And also, again, if you go through Neurographics Essentials course, you will understand how you can manage your focus with certain figures. With certain figures, geometrical figures, you can literally manage your focus. If there are things that really require your focus, but you're struggling with that, you can going through after Neurographics Essentials course, you will be able to manage your focus more efficiently for any important things. Can I draw if I have depression? What should I draw? Okay, depression is a psychological diagnosis. If you were diagnosed with depression, then you obviously need to follow the instructions of your psychotherapist or psychiatrist. That's very important. If you're just saying that, oh, I'm feeling down and I have challenges to sleep or anything else, but you didn't seek for professional help, you don't have it diagnosed, you need to be very careful what you call depression. And again, Neurographics, if you have the diagnosed depression, it's not it's not like standalone tool that will help you overcome it, because depression involves physiological changes in the brain, and there are other things to it. There are different kinds of depression, and you really need to see a specialist before you identify with this diagnosis. Okay, And again, with if you have depression, you can also, if we have the yes, neurohealing, we have neurohealing, yeah. It's there. You can also take the neurohealing course and keep on drawing these algorithms. Also, a good algorithm to draw is algorithm of revealing intention. If you are more inclined to be passive, disappointment, pessimistic, with not having any desires or goals or wishes, the algorithm of revealing intention will help you bring interest to things, will help you set new goals in your life. That it's an amazing, it's very simple yet so powerful, the algorithm of revealing intention, that you will be amazed. But of course you need to get diagnosed first, and of course you need help of specialists, definitely, if you have like diagnosed depression. Can I draw? Okay, sorry. Can I practice if I have a tremor? Of course, you can practice. If you really have a strong tremor, maybe if you're having challenges making rounding off, and it's still not, it creates more angles and corners than it should, then probably rounding off will not be beneficial for you, but you can definitely draw neurolines without crossing them. Make sure they don't cross, so they don't create this conflict on the paper. Experiment with different amplitude of neurolines. Another thing, what you can do is you can take a bigger format of paper, A3 for example, and take a thicker marker and make thicker neural lines and see if you can round them off without, like, basically it will be like on a bigger scale. Maybe if you can manage the tremor for to round off, to make rounding off on a bigger scale, it will be very therapeutic for you. If the tremor allows to draw properly, by all means you can draw. Again, I don't know the cause of the tremor. There are different causes to that. Of course, you need to see a relevant doctor and use neurographics as a tool to get to speed up the results, to get more effective results. And again, anything related to health, our neurohealing course is great. What can I draw with children? They see me drawing and want to join. With children, teaching them or doing like psychological work with children, you need to basically be very careful with that. But you can draw with them with like as a game, you know, like play. In that case, they can we have one great exercise that is also simple but so powerful. You can show them that exercise drawing circles, colorful circles on a paper. Like you basically take different colors, you make a spread of colored pencils or markers, doesn't matter. You take a sheet of paper and you tell them to take their favorite colors and draw circles on the paper. Keep on drawing different circles. They don't need to round them off. So that's a perfect thing to do for the kids. Can I give my drawing as gifts or sell them? It's your drawings. It's the next question. These are your drawings. You are free to gift them or to sell them, obviously. If it was me, I would not give the drawings of the topics that are too personal for me. I would draw like purposely for a gift or to sell them, and I would probably draw something more generic, like world peace, gratitude, love, like choosing topics that are more generic for the collective, for the society, rather than giving works of my very own personal topics. But also your work works for you, because neurographics work during the process. After that, that's it. During the drawing, you've been creating new neural pathways. When you finished, whatever you could rewire in one drawing, you rewired. That's it. After that, you can just admire it, get more emotions, etc. Other people can admire. But if you gift, even if you give them, I don't know, working with your career, whatever, or something too very personal, you give them that drawing, it doesn't have the same meaning to them. They will just take it as an art piece, which is great. But I personally, that's my very subjective opinion, it's not a rule. I would not gift or sell drawings that I drew on very personal topics. What materials should I choose for drawing? You just I think on almost every class we sent Amazon links to buying good collaterals, drawing materials. I hope our team can send those links too. Basically anything that you are comfortable drawing with, except for really like pen, because pen is too sharp and too thin, and it will be very challenging to make proper rounding off. But as long as your tool that you're drawing with allows you to make proper rounding off, to draw comfortably neural lines, you can draw with anything. Except for shiny markers, and I will explain you why. And I think we have this question as well, like everything goldish, silverish in neurographics we shouldn't be working with, and there are reasons behind. We will get back to it. So yeah, you can work pretty much with everything. Also, the painting, the painting, coloring, aquarelle, all of this, oil, whatever, everything that you paint with a brush, you shouldn't. That's also a rule. Why? Because your motor skills get involved less, because you just kind of more, it's more like a stains, right, when you paint. So it shouldn't be a painting material. So it should be pens, markers, pencils, crayons, but nothing paint related. Yeah. Oh, the next question, why shouldn't I use metallic pens or paints? Metallic, goldish, because it has shimmer in it. So when you apply it on the drawing, it creates an effect of breaking into more pieces. You know, it's like, you know, you break a mirror and it has a lot of pieces broken. Like it may give nice impression to your logical mind, but to the unconscious it means that instead of rounding off, harmonizing everything, making everything as a whole, you again breaking it up into smaller pieces, so small, like each shimmer. This is how it's perceived with by the unconscious, so we need to be very careful when we use it. Also, it doesn't blend in. When you want to round it off with other materials, other markers, it doesn't blend in, so you keep on seeing the intersections. And that is why it's really highly not recommended to use the metallic pens or paints or markers. Can I practice on a tablet or digitally? Technically you can, because you still involve your fine motor skills and you see what you're drawing. You pretty much can, but it still gives a stronger experience when you draw it on a piece of paper. But overall, if you really love it, you can. Why are neurographical lines usually drawn in black? Black on white is the most that gives most contrast. So this way the information is accepted better by our mirror neurons. The more contrast we see, the better it's read by our unconscious. That's why we can draw with colorful markers. We can draw with other colors, and we do draw with other colors, but the classics, the most effective way is black on white. What is self-reflection? Okay, so in neurographics we track our self-reflection on 4 points of attention. Basically, self-reflection is you reflect on what you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you're sensing, what you're seeing, and you kind of acknowledge it. You don't even have to analyze it, but you acknowledge it, you track it. Self-reflection in neurographics, we have 4 points of attention. Our emotions, when we draw, while we're drawing, we are tracking on every step of the algorithm. We're tracking our emotions, our body reaction, sensations, our if we have any inner image, and our thoughts and conclusions. Because these 4 points of attention combined, this is how our unconscious speaks to us during the process of drawing. As I said, during the drawing, we are pretty much in an open dialogue with our unconscious. The strongest indicators of our unconscious speaking to us is our emotions and body sensations, body reactions. These 2 are the strongest. They are like the primarily ones, and the other 2 you can you kind of still can you can still fake them. you can lie to yourself with images and thoughts. You can talk yourself out of something, or you can talk yourself into something, but you can't fake your emotions and your body reactions. These two are the most important. The other two are important, but they are let's say less important than two. If you struggle to track all four, try to focus on the two, and then with time develop the other two, like your thoughts and your inner image. But your emotions and body reactions really help you see the pace and the dynamics of the topic of drawing, where you having resistance, where you getting certain emotions or body reactions. And in Neurographics Essentials course, we also teach what it means on each level and how to manage it. Next question. How often should I practice neurographics? Well, honestly, I think I've already answered that question. It all depends on the topic of drawing, how deep are your neural, how deep is your neural circuit, how strong is your neural circuit of that topic, how many blocks do you have in the topic of drawing, your belief system, how strong it is, and how useful and beneficial it is for you. So it has a lot of nuances, and there is no one-fit-all answer. All you can do is you can take it as a case first, draw first 10, 15, 20 drawings and see what happens with your self-reflection and in real life, what's happening, what you understood throughout. Because this tool is also therapeutical. It gives you a lot of insight and helps you understand yourself better, right? So I know people, I have a client, she draws almost every day, and most of the time she draws on finances. Not because she doesn't have enough, she just wants more. That's her hobby. she draws almost every day. Even I don't draw every day. So as I said, it's not a magic pill. It's a tool. You take it, you learn it, you master it, and you do the work. And when you do, you shift your belief system, your unconscious programs, and you increase overall quality of life. You can see results in the topic of drawing, but when you see the results, it depends on how much time and energy you want to invest in that topic. Should I keep my old drawings? I keep my old drawings. I haven't thrown any of the drawings yet. I have like a whole big shelf full of my drawings. I don't know how many I drew, but like for almost 6 years, there's a lot. You don't have to, for the drawings to work, you don't have to keep them. You can, but the effect does not depend on whether you keep your drawings or not. That's completely up to you. That will not affect the real results. Next question, why do I feel so much resistance while going through the course? Well, it depends which course, but of course if you feel a lot of resistance drawing on a certain topic, that just means you have a lot of inner conflicts in that topic. So it's up to you whether you want to go work out those conflicts and keep on drawing until you feel the shift, until you will notice that your resistance stopped. And also it will be interesting to see how the topic itself will change for you, your perception of the topic. You may even realize that that was a false thing for you. It wasn't important. That was a false topic, meaningless for you. But you may also realize it after a few works, and you will be like, okay, I don't want to do that. I know that it's not important for me. It's not my thing. You know. So, and also again, after neurographics essentials course, you will see where you will understand why you get not this way, the other way. So because each level, each step of the algorithm, neurographical algorithm, works with certain layer of our unconscious, you will be able to analyze what your resistance means and on which level of your unconscious it is when you notice on which step of the algorithm you're getting resistance. If you're having resistance for going through entire course, that's very clear. You have quite a lot of internal conflicts on that topic, on that topic of the course. If I were you, I would take the challenge and go through the course on my willpower, and just to track my self-reflection, to see how my state will change from lesson to lesson. You have the choice. You can either go through your resistance on your willpower and see what will happen at the end, or you can just say, you know what, no, I choose not to, and that's it. That's also fine. That's your choice. Is it possible to draw for another person, for example, a loved one or a child? No. And no. Why? Because, as I said, neurographics is not a magic pill. We don't draw just anything that we want, and by neurographics, it's not magic or witchcraft. We don't control other people by drawing. With neurographics, we work with our psyche, with our neural circuits, with our programs, our limiting beliefs, in general, our belief system, and our perception of other people and the world. It's the same like, oh, I want my husband to lose weight. You want your husband to lose weight, and you went to the gym on his behalf. It's as absurd as this. So whenever you want good for your loved ones, you can draw certain algorithms, just wishing them well. That's it. But you cannot wish your loved one certain things and it will just come to them. It doesn't work this way. Yes, you have your power of intention, but still you can wish beautiful things to other people. But if they are not ready to receive these things, they will not take them from life. So it all also depends on their inner state and readiness to receive. So when we work in neurographics, one of the rules is we always work with our own psyche and programs. Next question. Actually, you know what? Let me see what questions we have now. You can start. I saw you've been typing, sending questions, and there is like a conversation here in the chat. Let me go through it. But you can start shooting your questions. I think, yes, I will skip the rest. There is few questions left. I think we will spend another 15 minutes, 10-15 minutes. We went over time. I knew that, honestly. We will spend next 10-15 minutes interacting. So I will start from the last. Thank you for hosting this Q&A. I've gained so much clarification on this method. I didn't know what I did not know. Well, that's a great way to put it. I didn't know what I didn't know, and it's great to actually admit it. And I always say, I know what I know that I don't know. I don't know what I don't know, but I know that I don't know many things, and it's absolutely okay. We are human beings. Our perception and knowledge is still limited by our experience, our education, cultural circumstances, you know, so religion. There is so many things that condition us and still limit us. We can be very smart and our knowledge can be broad, but it's still limited. It's still until certain extent. That was my answer was to Lotto. Angela, do you need to practice neurographics forever to maintain results, like going to the gym? If you stop going to the gym, you probably gain back weight. It's not about practicing forever neurographics. It's if you enjoy it, you do it. If you, again, when it works, it's like brushing your teeth forever until the rest of your life, for the rest of your life. It's like that, right? If you taking it as a job, as like, oh my God, I have to go through it, I have to draw to get results, then of course you won't be able to make it like a sustainable practice. But if you enjoy it, if you start seeing results, you will get motivated anyway. So you don't have to know, you don't have to practice. It's not like, oh, you got your results and then you stop drawing on the topic and you will lose all the results. Of course not. But again, our life is about actions. So if you gain certain results, right? For example, you started going to the gym, eating healthy, and you got to your goal, right? And there are certain things that you still need to do in order to maintain it, which is fair enough. If the question is exactly about neurographics in particular, no, it doesn't wipe out the results that you've already gained, because your neural pathways didn't go anywhere, right? But it's good if every now and then you can draw on the same topic, just to make the results sustainable. It's like, again, any other skill, right? The more you practice it, the better you get. The better you get at it. So I don't want you to take neurographics as a curse. You have to, if you want to be happy, you have to do neurographics forever. If it's not for you, it's not for you. You can get the results with neurographics, and then you can experiment until what extent you can drop it, or like forget about it. I personally don't draw every day. I have my own cases, I draw them every now and then, but definitely not every day, not even every other day. I can draw a couple of times a week, you know. I'm not counting the classes because I'm not able to completely deep dive into my own self-reflection. So the quality of my work decreases, of course, in the classes. So to answer your question, no, you don't have to keep on drawing in order to maintain results. As soon as you get results, you can stop your case, because that's why we call it a case. It has a beginning and it has an end, right? And then if you feel like, oh, I want to change my energy in that topic, you can renew your topic. You can start drawing again. Yes, well, Stacy answered that. Topics are ongoing. This has been a wonderful Q&A, full of quality, detailed information inside, Kat. Thank you, Kat. To make things clear for our students, we've put, okay, that's sorry, that's our I've been subscribed for over a year, have taken all the courses available, and have not seen access to neurohealing. I would love to take that in English. Thank you for considering. You're welcome to sign up for our newsletter to be the first to know when neurohealing is released. Oh, so apparently neurohealing is not available in English yet. Sorry for giving you hope, but since our team saw the demand, maybe it will become available soon for you. But it's really a very good course for everything health related. It's like designed for it. Anna, please have a look at Kat's question about neurocolor and modeling. Yes, let me see. Question: could you explain a bit more about neurocolor and neuromodeling courses from your perspective, please? I'm doing those next, just completing essentials. Yes, and these are the great courses to sign up for, to go through after the essentials, for working on yourself, with yourself. What neuromodeling gives is the deeper understanding of composition for those who go through neurographics essentials. So one of the steps of any algorithm is a composition, and this is what differentiates each algorithm from one another, is the composition. This is where all the nuances are. And neuromodeling is the course which teaches all the nuances and tricks and secrets of creating a composition that you want in order to create your own algorithms for a certain situation, your very own situation. And also it teaches you how to manage the coloring, the geometrical figures, you know. So it's a more advanced course after the neurographics essentials. Neurographics essentials teach fundamentals and give you few algorithms for you to be able to work on yourself, but you need to follow those algorithms. So there is certain limitation of the algorithm selection, but neuromodeling gives you deeper understanding of the neurographical alphabet. You pretty much you getting higher in mastery of using neurographics. So it's a deeper understanding, more advanced understandings. You will be able to freely, it's like a freestyle of neurographics. We give you all the rules of creating composition of an algorithm, and you can manage everything within the composition. You will understand where you need to be rougher, where you need to be softer, which figure exactly to use. You will love triangles during the composition because you will understand how to manage their energy properly, how to maximize their results from using triangles. And then the archetypings as well. There will be certain advices and rules on how to manage archetyping, the process of coloring, in a certain way to boost the results. Neurocolor teaches you how to use colors, also to consciously manage the process of drawing, again to get results of certain quality, of different quality. So then you combine the knowledge of the fundamentals, then how to build proper composition and manage it on your very personal situations. You will have the confidence on how to change it, what elements to add, what figures to use, why I use them, how to handle it. And then neurocolor gives you more depth of the archetyping, because archetyping works with a very deep level of our unconscious that is not our personal unconscious. It's kind of universal unconscious because we have layers, right? So you will have the knowledge of how to manage that level of your unconscious more effectively. I hope I answered your question, Kat. Do you need to practice? Angela is asking, do you need to practice neurographics for... sorry, I answered that question. I'm going backwards with the questions. Rene, do you or should you set your intention changes, lessons you want to see happen before you start drawing? I didn't quite get the question. Do you or should you set your intention, changes, lessons you want to see happen before you start drawing? If you mean before we start drawing, we set a topic of the drawing, so which equals intention, like what do you want to work out on, right? What do you want to work on, whether it's finance or it within finance, and it can be certain project. I don't know, like I wanna buy an apartment, and you can use this as a case apartment. Keep on drawing from different angles, tracking your self-reflection, getting more insights, you know, so you can really narrow it down to like a very niche topic. Or you can draw a broader topics, just a relationship, and then relationship with who? With myself, with the society, with the loved ones, with certain person, and then you set the intention. So if you mean by intention, you mean topic, subject of the drawing, yes, definitely. There is one algorithm where we don't have to set intention. This algorithm is taught on Neurographics Essential course. It is called algorithm of revealing intention. We can draw them with topic and without topic equally. There are a couple of nuances on how you draw it when you set a topic and when you don't, but this algorithm can be drawn without topic to reveal the intention pretty much. It is great when you are stuck or you don't really know where to go next, what to do next. It's great when you are kind of feeling down, or you are noticing that you are being too pessimistic lately, emotionally down, demotivated. This algorithm will help you find motivation and something you can look forward to. And also you can draw it with a topic. This hand, yes, thank you. TK-IB. I see you've been having conversation with Kat in the chat, and she answered some of your questions, and also Stacy from our team answered your questions. Amber, I've been subscribed for over a year. Have taken all the courses and have not seen, okay, sorry, I read this. Going up, should I wait to take the essentials test until I receive feedback from the 4ARL? It was answered. Subscribe, okay. Linda, what are the safety rules? Oh, the safety rules of neurographics. 2 key rules. Stacy answered you. 1 drawing a day. This is for beginners. 1 drawing a day. For more advanced practitioners, 1 topic per day. Yes, you can do more drawings a day, but on the same topic, because you activate certain neural circuit on that topic, related to that topic. So it's better to work out on it 1 topic in a day. But for beginners, 1 drawing. For regular practitioners, advanced practitioners, more than 1, but on the same topic. Another safety rule is we always work on ourselves. We don't draw for someone, because I did that at the beginning and it didn't end up for me well. So I'm not gonna, we don't have a lot of time left, so I'm not gonna talk about this story, but trust me, better just work on yourself. And Another safety rule is you need to round off about 80% of the intersections before you leave the drawing. So you don't have to complete the drawing at once. You can do it with breaks, but the safety rule, which is the most important rule, is you need to make sure you round off about 80% of the intersections before you leave the drawing. You can get back to the drawing and continue and finish it later, but you need to make sure you round off 80% of the intersections. Why? Because when we draw neural lines, we are drawing new routes, right? Not our familiar patterns. This is the thing of the neural line. This is one of the characteristics of the neural line. We draw it unpredictably and with a little bit of resistance in order to break certain patterns. We break it graphically, and also we send through our mirror neurons and our fine motor skills, we send certain signals about breaking the patterns. So we go at we take the unusual path, and when we take the unusual path, the lines will cross, because it creates certain inner conflicts. It faces certain inner conflicts because we go unusual path, new path, and these inner conflicts, the intersections are these inner conflicts. When we see, before all of those little inner conflicts were inside us, but then we started to draw, and then we project all these inner conflicts graphically on the paper with the neural lines, and each little inner conflict is represented by each intersection. That is why it is so important to round off those intersections. By rounding off, we kind of tell our subconscious, like, hey, there is no conflict, that this way works out pretty well for you. Yes, this is an unusual way, but hey, the usual way didn't bring you what you wanted. So yes, you may be afraid of going the unusual way, but surrender to your unconscious, trust it, trust your intuition. And these intersections, they represent pretty much inner conflict between your ego, your conscious mind, your logical mind, and your intuition, your unconscious, and both they want good for you. But from your logical mind perspective, the good looks one way, but for the whole, if you involve your whole system to analyze what is good for you, it may look completely different. When I say whole system, it means your logical mind, your unconscious, everything comes aligned. Let's say your heart, your mind, your intuition, everything comes in line, everything gets aligned. And only when everything is aligned, this is when you find the best possible solution for yourself that may look completely different from what you envisioned in your logical mind. I see that other questions were already answered by the team. Kustare is saying, thank you for these insights, Anna. This Q&A was very informative. I'm new to neurographics and I'm excited to start drawing soon. And we are excited to have you in our warm community. I think I need to pause my monthly drawing club subscription and just make the essentials course. Will I still be able to access videos from months I subscribed? Okay, this question was answered by our team. So what I want to say is Neurographics Essentials course gives you the fundamentals. The club, there is a it's two different things, and also what I can tell from my own experience. When you are still new to neurographics, even when I was still new to neurographics, even after Neurographics Essentials course, I felt like, oh, I want more algorithms. I want to see, because you're not pro yet, you will still have some questions from different perspective, of course, from different level. Now you will have a deeper questions about neurographics. Now you will wonder, what if I do this, and what if I do that? And what we do in the club is we draw on different topics, and every time we design most of the time we design certain algorithms, our signature algorithms, like all algorithms that I draw on my master classes that I conduct. They are my signature algorithms that I design specifically for that particular master class, for that particular topic, you know. So it gives you a totally different perspective. It's like basically, if you are you're not a pro in neurographics yet, you are it's becoming your hobby, your tool to use, but on a different level. It's like basically, I don't know, you start dance classes, right? You start flamenco lessons. I did flamenco. I love flamenco, so I will go with that example. You will start with basics, and yes, now you know basics, you know how to tap, but you don't know what to do with it, right? Like, you know how to tap, you get your results, but you have no idea what else it has to offer, like the turns, the different rhythms, the counter rhythm. When I started learning how to dance counter rhythm, it blew my mind. It made me like, I was like, what, you know? So of course, with every time, with every level, new things will unleash, like in any other thing, like in any other profession or hobby. It's like you get a degree in economics. You have a lot of theory. You even did some practice and internship, right? But then you have to actually face the real life, and then you may find out like, hey, yes, I did that, I drew, I practiced that, but now I'm facing something that I haven't faced before, and I don't know what to do. I wonder what I can do with it. And if you don't have like let's say a mentor, someone who is more experienced, you can still do it, but you can get there harder than you would if you listen to that mentor. So this is what the club gives, even for those who are experienced in neurographics. Kat says, I love the combination of essentials and the club. The club motivates me to learn and actually complete the ARLs. Yes. Renee is saying, thank you. I attended a free drawing class and thoroughly enjoyed. That was our free drawing class, right? Our free drawing classes, I can guarantee the quality. The rest, I cannot guarantee the quality. I didn't complete essentials the first time. Kat is saying, I didn't complete essentials the first time because life kept getting in the way. Resistance. Okay, so I got so carried away. Yeah, 2 hours. We spent 2 hours. It was supposed to be 2 hours. No, 2.5 hours. Wow, almost like a full masterclass. That's the problem with me. When it comes to neurographics, I can talk forever. But we don't do this Q&A too often. If you want to have, if you find it informative, if you find the Q&A sessions insightful, let us know, let our team know, and maybe we will try to do it more regularly. I hope it was informative. I hope it gave you more background on the method, on how to use it, on the safety rules, on the potential. I answered most of the frequently asked questions. Our team answered a lot of technical questions. I'm just reading, seeing. Yes, I think most of the questions we answered. If some of you, your question wasn't answered, please rewrite it. I will answer it. Let's give it a couple more minutes. And if I don't see any new questions, we will be slowly wrapping up. Kat is saying, resistance plus my husband was very ill, spent 4 months with him in hospital before he passed last June. At home peacefully drawing has helped navigate the grief and new life path for me. That's a great story. Thank you for sharing this, Kat, and may your husband rest in peace, and thank you for sharing the story. Thank you so much. Very valuable use of time today. I'm so happy to hear that. Really, I was considering 1.5 hours, and then we went for 2.5 hours. But no one stopped me. Because it's kind of like almost first session, Q&A session, so I talked a lot and we had a lot of frequently asked questions. Okay, so any more questions? Waiting for 1 more minute. If no questions, we will be wrapping up. I tried my best to answer all the questions, and the team helped me. Thank you. I'm very grateful to the team. You can always ask more questions in the community of the club, in our social media, even under any of the posts. You can shoot your question, and we will be happy to answer your questions. Okay, so I will be wrapping up now, ending today's Q&A session. It was a long one, but I feel it was pretty productive. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for sharing with me this your morning, my evening, and I wish you getting great results from neurographics. I wish you integrating neurographics in your daily life and seeing great results. And until next time, next masterclass or next Q&A session, who knows. Thank you again and have a great day ahead. Having a last glance at the chat, I see everyone is saying thank you and saying bye. So again, bye, and I'm ending today's session.